Hi everyone, Darren from Ireland with a quick overview of Draytech's current range of gigabit Vigor switches. There's currently 3 new models to choose from, but there's still some stock available for older models, so keep an eye out and you might just snag a bargain. I'll include a link below to the whole range currently available. One of the major advantages in Draytech switches is they all have a GUI, that's a graphic user interface, which offers extra levels of configuration. Now, a lot of people are never going to use a lot of this stuff, and the switch will work just fine without touching any of it, but one day it might come in very handy, so it's good to have it there. One of those options is QoS, that's quality of service, which allows the switch to give priority to certain types of traffic over others. That's going to become very welcome in situations like trying to stream video on your smart TV from a network storage device, just as one of your kids decides to transfer gigabits of files to their tablet, or maybe when you're using voice over IP to have a telephone conversation at the office and it keeps breaking up because other work colleagues are hammering a central database or a file server. All Draytech switches also have VLANs, that's virtual local area networks. This allows you to segregate your network and prevent access by certain people or devices in one part of the network from getting to people or devices in other parts. You can also use this to manage network traffic as well if you have a particularly busy network. Another feature in all models is called 802.3AZ Energy Efficient Ethernet. This detects idle devices and cable length automatically and adjusts the amount of power required, so you're never chewing more power than necessary. A quick note on Draytech switch product names. The first letter indicates the type of switch. We have a G for gigabit, P for PoE, F for fibre and X for 10 gig. The next number after that tells us the type of management it has. 1 is for WebSmart, 2 is layer 2 and 3 is layer 3. The next 2 numbers are the number of ports, excluding any console ports, and the last digit is the version number. Next up, the Vigor Switch G1280 has 24 gigabit ports, and we also have 4 combo ports. That's an additional 4 gigabit ports or 4 SFP slots. SFP stands for small form factor pluggable, meaning you can plug up to 4 fibre modules in to connect this switch to other network segments with optic fibre. Just bear in mind it's either one or the other. If you load the slots up with modules, these 4 additional gigabit ports won't work. This is a 19-inch rack mount design and it comes with the mounting hardware you'll need, but there's no need to mount it on a rack if you don't want one. It'll still work fine just sitting on a desk or a shelf, and it's a fanless design so it's nice and quiet too. Let's plug it in and take a peek at the GUI. Powering up. Righto, we have WebSmart management again, so it automatically manages the network traffic for you. A little bit like the G1280, but we have a lot more options. Down the bottom here, we don't just have IPv4, we have IPv6 settings as well, and there's our IPv6 addressing. The status shows our port bandwidth utilization, LLDP statistics. Switch LAN, we've got general setup, where we can set up our IP addressing and IPv6 addressing. Our port settings, mirroring, link aggregation. Here we've got a lot more settings, lag management, lag port settings. Our VLAN management, there we can create a VLAN. Our interface settings, voice VLAN, Mac VLAN, surveillance VLAN. Our EEE, that's our energy efficient Ethernet setup. Multicast, properties, IGMP, snooping, jumbo frames, STP, MAC address table, whoops, where'd that go, static MAC settings, dynamic address settings, and our dynamic learned, block port recover, and our security settings. So here we've got storm control, DOS protection, and IP source guard, our ACL, QoS settings, general, properties, port settings, queue settings, QoS maps, DSCP mapping and IP precedence mapping, bandwidth, ingress rate, egress shaping per queue. Under system maintenance here we've got our TR069 support, which is our Vigor ACS2 control settings to enable this switch to be managed and monitored remotely. Our LLDP settings, SNMP, Access Manager, our time and date, Backup Manager, here we can set it to back up the configuration, Upgrade Manager to upgrade the firmware, Account Manager so we can set up other users to be able to log into the switch, We can reset it to factory defaults here, or we can just reboot it. And at the very end we have some diagnostic tools like a ping test and Syslog Explorer. I'll also include links below to test drives of the configuration menus so you can have a go at this yourself. Okay,